to the MicroRhythm walkthrough tutorial. This is basically going through the install and running of the program. Just a few little notes for you that MicroRhythm is a conversion of an old Commodore 64 program that came out in 1986, which was written by Simon Pick. It's basically a drum computer. It was basically set to play samples, which was actually installed from a tape in them days. And the company that Simon Pick wrote the software for was Firebird Software. And they came out on a cassette, which was the 199 series cassette range. But I've converted it for the PC and also for the Macintosh softwares, which is basically, I've installed this on the Catalina, but as I say, it might work on the Big Sur and Monterey, whatever it's called. I know it works on High Sierra, so that's fine. But apart from that, I'll just walk you through and get it installed for you and show you how to use it, just to get you up and running. All right, here we go. This is the install, as you can see on the screen, which is where the mouse is pointed to. This is the MicroRhythm 64 PKG file. This is basically what was on the website in a zip file, which you downloaded, obviously. So all you've got to do now is just double click it and it'll install like so. So click on the continue button. It'll take you through the necessary steps to get you installed. So it says it needs 15.5 meg on your hard drive. It's not a very big program. Click install to perform the standard installation of the software on the disk OS. Now OS is my hard drive root. Yours could be different named. It could be anything like Mac OS or boot drive, or first hard drive, whatever you want to call it. Just install it to the main root drive. Everything will be fine. Don't change the location of the actual install or it won't work. It's as simple as that. It's been defined to work in a certain folder. So click on the install button and everything should work fine for you. So here it's asking me to put in my password for my system. It's not protected or anything like that. It's just Macintosh OS obviously does that when you install a piece of software. So let's type in my password. Goes through and it says it was successful. So click close. And then what you need to do then is we need to go to the folder called Applications. And in Applications, you will see there's a folder called MicroRhythm. If you double click on the MicroRhythm folder, you will see all these folders in here, which is the data folder, images folder, the drum kits and everything, and the songs folder. There's 3 files here. One of the files is the MicroRhythm instructions PDF file. So basically, if I just double click that, it shows you all about it and how it was made and everything and how to install it. And it gives you a full rundown of all the pages that are in the program and the key maps. So you should be absolutely problems doing this. It gives you a full rundown on how to create the patterns and a few other things as well, explaining to you about the drum kits and how they're created and where they're stored and all that kind of stuff. There's a few more pictures here to show you what the actual areas do of the program. So that's that for you. That's dead simple. Okay, so in here there's two more files. The MicroRhythm 64 file is the main program file, which does all the drums and everything. And then the other one, which I'll talk to you after we've done the first part of the tutorial, is a drum information document creator. Basically, if you've got your own samples and you wanted to create your own samples, you create your folder, you do as what I say in the next part of the actual tutorial, and then you basically run this piece of software and you just name the files inside this folder, and it creates a information file, and that's all it basically does. And you can play the sounds from that program as well, but I'll show you that afterwards. All right, so let's just get onto the program to get you up and running. So all you've got to do is just double click MicroRhythm 64. Okay, just move that over there a little bit so it's in the center of the screen. So we've got the first page here, which is MicroRhythm, as you can see, written by me. My name's Lee, of course. As I say, this is a conversion from the Commodore 64. This is the original title screen, but they add Simon Pick's initials down at the bottom here, but I've edited it a little bit, so I'm not very good at drawing. So anyway, here we go. On this main screen, you just press the space bar. That little click that you just heard then, it means all the sounds were initialized. Now at the bottom of the screen here, it tells you what kit is loaded in, which it says standard kit. Okay. A little walk round of the screen for you is basically tempo, the bar counter, which is how many bars you can use and everything. The bar length here. This is the line 1 of data and then line 2 of data, which is controlled by the cursor keys. More on that in a moment. There's a home key here, which when you press the home key, it shows you what keys are available. So if I just press the home key on the keyboard now, it just shows you what's on here, all the keys that are available in the program. So press escape. So the next part of it really is just to show you how to get some songs to load in. It's very, very simple. As you can see, we're in bar right mode here. That's with the key F1. And if you want to go into song write mode, you've got to press the key F2. So F2 takes you into song write mode, and it says status song end. Now that's because this is here, where it's the little STs in the little box. That means song stop, basically. So when we load a song in, I'll show you what that means. So what you got to do now on this stage is just press the right control key, which is the CTRL key. Press that, and it will say MicroRhythm 64 Mac, load, are you sure? It does exactly the same thing on the Windows version as well. All the keys are the same in the Windows version. What I'm talking about in the Mac version here, and it's virtually the same in the Windows version. Okay, so to click OK, and the songs folder will open. That songs folder is inside the actual default path of where the program is installed. Same with the kits as well. So we've got two files in here. One is called microdemo1, which is the .mrl, which is the MicroRhythm load file. And the other one is a standard hi-hat choke demo. More on this in a little while. I'll explain to you what that means. Microdemo1, we'll double click that file and we'll load it in. So it loads it in. Okay, so we've been brought back to the main screen again, and we're still in song write mode. Now this bit here, where the mouse is pointed towards, this is the step editor for the songs, for the patterns to be played. So, for example, bar 1 is now showing. That's these ones here. So you can see it's going to play bar 1 4 times. Then it'll play bar 2 for 3 times, bar 3 for 1, and so on and so on. Now, if you use the cursor keys to go right, you'll move the actual song editor, and it goes all the way through. Now, as you can see at the top of the screen, around this area, the patterns are changing as they change in the song editor, so it shows you which pattern you're in. Okay, and when it comes to the stop, it goes to status song end. Okie dokie. So that's basically that. You don't have to rewind this to the very beginning. You can just leave it there and then just press S, and it'll go back to the beginning anyway. So pressing S will start the song. So you saw when it got to the ST, it went back to the beginning of the song because it stopped the song. So that's very simple. Now, while that song is playing, you can actually edit the actual sound as well as it's playing. So let's just do it one more time. And when it gets to the pattern 2 and 3 and 4, I'll change some of the sounds. You know, the mix control. As you can see, the bass drum is playing at the moment. You can turn it down by using the mouse wheel, so you can't hear it now. There's the hi-hat. Turn the bass drum back up. So let's go to the pan. So, oh, sorry. 6. As you can see, the hi-hat's moving left and right if you listen in stereo. Same with the claps in a second. Now. So yeah, that's it. That's basically it. It's dead simple. This button here, this reset mixer, this will default the mixer back to the default settings, which is all set to, for the volume control is set to 7, and then the pan controls are set to 5, which is the center. So if I press this reset now, it goes back to there, look, as you can see, all back to the center, and the pans should be set back to the center, and then the volumes are on 7. Sorry, I said center, but I know what I meant. So, going back to the other song I was going to show you, so let's just go and press CTRL again on the keyboard, and then we'll load in the standard hi-hat choke demo. In here, I've done some hi-hats. So as you can see, hi-hat closed, hi-hat open, hi-hat closed again, all the way along. So it's basically sounding like an upbeat disco beat sort of thing, you know, like a bit of a dancey, you know, like the old sound. I ain't going to simulate it on the microphone for you, but you'll hear it in a second anyway. So this is what it sounds like. Okay, so to stop that. So what I mean by the choking effect is if you look at the sounds, if you press D on the keyboard, let's go back to bar right. So press F1 first, then press D on the keyboard. You'll see there's a list of sounds here, and these are the actual keys on the keyboard that create these sounds. Okay, so you can go like this. Okay. Now on the number 6 and number 7 on the hi-hat closed and open, I have created this choke in effect. Now you have to look at a drum kit and you say to yourself, well, the hi-hat's one device, so it opens and closes. Like with the snare drum, the tom-toms, they're always on and off, or they're quieter or louder, depending on how hard you hit them. So that's all they are. Cymbals are the same. You either hit it, or you just try and cut it off. So this is what I've done with the hi-hats, basically. So if you press number 7 on the keyboard, it'll do this. But if you press a 6 straight afterwards, it'll do this. Now I'm just going to go back to the main screen. Just going to go and turn the mix back up on this one. It's a little bit quiet. There the hi-hat opens. So let's go back to D again. So there you can hear it a bit loud now. So you can hear it's cutting it off. Which is quite ingenious really, but for an old program. So yeah, basically that's what that choking means. So when you play the pattern again, it cuts it off. Okay, now I mentioned before that each pattern has its own tempo. So what I'm just going to do now, this pattern here, I'm going to copy this pattern and store it in another pattern. So I'll show you what I mean. So on the screen, it's all set, ready to go. Just press the C key on the keyboard, and it'll say a pattern has been copied to the memory. And then all you got to do is use the page up and down keys to set the next pattern. So let's just say we'll go for number 10. And on there, you basically go into songwrite. Go back to number 10 again, sorry, that's my fault. Go back to number 10. And then basically move your cursor to where you want the number 10 to be put in. So the bar will go back to 1 because it's detecting the ones in the actual thing. So you find out where you're going to go to first. So you want to put it there. Change your bar to number 10. Like so. Actually, let me just copy the file in first. It's still in memory. I haven't done it right yet, have I? Do apologise. Press P first. I forgot to paste it. P's in there. Sorry about that. Then go to your song editor. Go to your pattern number 10. And then press enter on the keyboard. And it'll enter in the place where the cursor is. So there you go. You've got number 1, 1, 1, 1 and number 10. Now look at the tempo on the bar at the top. It's 125. If you move the cursor back one, you'll see the tempo is 98. So basically, just what we need to do with this one is just to bring the tempo down a bit by using the minus and plus keys at the top of the keyboard. Bring it down to 98, like so, and then basically just play the song again. Change to number 10, then as you can see at the top, and I'm back to 1 again. So that's it. And what you want to do then is you want to go back to bar right, press F1, go to bar 10, and I'm just going to put some more sounds in here. So I'm going to put in, say, a reverb clap, sorry, which is that one there. Put that one there. There. Put it on this line as well. There. We can't put it on the same one though. So we went to that line there and I tried to put in a reverse clap on there. Sorry, that one. Where's it gone? There. It won't let you do it. So you can put any other sound in, but you cannot put the same sound in on the same note. Okay. So there you go. So let's put cowbell in there instead then. So we play that pattern. And as you can still hear, the drums are still choking. Okay. So now I'm going to change this tempo back up again. I'm going to go to 130. Like so. And then we're going to go to songwrite mode. And we're just going to play it. And you'll see the new pattern kick in and the new tempo. And it'll go back to 98 afterwards. 1, 2, 3. And there you go. So you've completed your song, you wrote the song, everything's fine. There is a couple of other things I can explain to you as well. If you've done all this with your song, and just delete this one off here by pressing the delete key. So say you've left the ST off, you haven't put it in yourself. You see it'll just keep going and going and going and going and going because there's no stop there. What will happen is now, if I go and press S now, where the end of the sequence is here, it'll put an ST in there for you for the end of the song. So pressing S should put it in. you didn't. Well, I don't understand why. Hang on a second. There. Don't know why I didn't do that, but it should have done. But just put one in yourself if it doesn't show up. But sometimes it will do, and sometimes it maybe doesn't know because it's been deleted. But it does show up. Okay. So pressing S again should stop the song. Okay, yeah, so it stops it. Okie dokie. To get the stop to come into the pattern, if you want to say that takes one away again, all it is just where the enter key is, there is on some laptops, there is a hash key. Press the hash key and it puts it back in again for you. So that's that. Saving the song, which we just added some more to the patterns. If you press the left control key in the song write mode, it will bring up the save song, and then you just basically name it to whatever you want to call it. So we'll just say rhythm test, like so. Click save, and then the name comes down here as rhythm test, and then you can go and load it in any other time you want to do that. So it should be in your list, and there it is. So that's basically it for that. Loading the kit is very simple. All you got to do is go into the bar write mode and then press L on the keyboard, and you'll see all the kits here what are actually installed in the actual installation. The Boss 220 is an old Boss Dr. Rhythm 220 machine. The Casio RZ1, well, the name says it all. It's a Casio RZ1 10-channel drum machine from the 80s. The Linn drum was basically what the Human League used to use in the 80s. A Pearl drum kit is a live drum kit with a reverb on. The QI10 1 and 2 was an old workstation from Yamaha that came out in the 80s and 90s. These are the sounds from that drum machine and workstation. RX21 is another Yamaha device. The SpecDrum 1 and 2, they are the files from the original SpecDrum software, which was another program that I decided to convert a few months ago. So they're all from that, and they've got the old samples and everything in there, and in 4 different kits. The standard kit is what's loaded in when the program first starts. TR-808, which is from Roland, and also the TR-909. So if you want to click on one of these kits, so for example, if I wanted to go for the QY10, you left click and then click open. It loads the kit in, and at the bottom it'll say QI10 1 kit, and then all you got to do is basically just press the D key, and then you should have all the sounds loaded in. It'll tell you what they are. So you press number 1, press number 2, and the same with the 6 and 7. So it's basically, as you can see, the hi-hat's quite long. So there you go. Right, that's basically it. That's all there is to the program. There's nothing else to explain to you really about anything. There is the bar length, which you can change. As you can see, now I've loaded the QI10 kit in on that last song. The sound was quite different. Okay, but it's changed the actual names of the actual instruments as well. As you can see, it says there S1, which is basically a snare one. Like in the other kit, it was basically just SN for snare. So on this one though, you can actually do this, which is basically there's 2 keys, which is the open bracket and close bracket next to the enter the key. This changes the bar length of the bar in hand. So, for example, if you wanted to play that now, it would go to just play to the 8th position. And you can change this on the fly. See? Change the tempo on the fly the same. It goes quite fast, up to 350. No, you'd never find anybody playing that fast. But I must admit, I mean, I do remember that I used to play with a keyboard player at a summer season a few years ago, and I used to use a keyboard with a drum machine built into it, and he used to run a click track to me when I was playing the drums live, and I used to turn it up to 240, and it was really fast. And I always remember we used to play a song called Wigfield, Saturday Night. Everyone knows that, you know. And there was a drum beat in it which was just so repetitive, but he got me up to 240 beats a minute, and I was actually sweating. So, so that's what's all about there is the tempo anyway. So, that's basically it for the program. It's dead simple to use. It's not hard. Um, if you've got any problems with it, just give me a shout. But as I say, go to the documentation and read through that. Everything's in there regarding that, so you can get everything sorted. But as I say, going to create your own kit, that's a different thing. So I'm just going to show you that now. So basically, quitting the program on this one here, you just go to make sure you save the song as you wanted to save it, and then basically click on the red cross at the corner or the red pot dot, and it'll say, do you want to quit? But before we do that, I'll show you something else. We just press the tab key on the songwrite mode. Press the tab key, it'll say, do you want to create a new song? And when you do that, just click OK. System is now cleared. And that's a brand new song ready for you to go to write a new song. So, as I said before, press the red cross in the corner and that'll quit. Or just press escape, it'll quit as well. So doing that is that. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we've got the kits. So in here, in the kit folders, I'll just show you one of the kit folders. You will see there's a file called tr909.dri. This is what this program I'm going to show you next does. So for example, I'm just going to create a new folder to show you what it's all about. So we'll just call this Lee test, like that. Okay. And what I'll do, I shall get the files out of here, just for argument's sake, not the DRI file, we don't need that. So we'll just copy these items and we'll stick them in the lead test folder, like so. Okay, now as you can see from the file names, they've got to be named like this when you're actually doing the actual folders. So it's got to be 01, the name of the file. So if it's a bass drum, do it as BD. If it's a snare drum, HT for high tom, mid tom, low tom, hi-hat closed, open hi-hat, CL as a clap, RS as rim shot, crash, kick drum, snare drum, closed hi-hat, open hi-hat, reverb, claps, and cowbell. All right. So if you keep the titles of the names the same, everything will be fine. If you put longer file names in, it's just going to look a mess on the screen because I haven't decided to write anything for that. That's the way they were supposed to be shown on the programmer anyway. Okie dokie. So on the back of here now, so we've got that called retest. So in this program here, the MicroRhythm for Mac, double click it, and you get a screen like this, and it's saying drum kit folder, any file creator. So you need the kit folder, so we just called it lead test, like so. And when you press enter, it'll bring up a dialog box. So it says, is this okay for use? You click cancel to edit, or OK to continue. So you go to OK, because if you click cancel, it'll just go back and ask you to put a new name in. But if you click OK to continue, it'll go. That now, this file has now been created. It's called leadtest.dri. Doesn't exist. So you press OK to continue to create the. I'll start again. Press OK to create the file, or just forget about it. Just close the program down. It'll just disappear. But just click OK. It'll create that DRI file. So it's gone back to the main screen here. So that has now been created, but you need to go into it again, like so. Press enter, and you'll get a different screen. So it says OK, and there's your screen. Now in this screen here, it's like before. You've got all the keys assigned to it, so you can press the keys. Okay, so all the keys have been pressed, and they're the sounds. So obviously 1 is a bass drum. Number 2, definitely a snare. High tom, mid tom, cut tom. Hi-hat closed, open hi-hat. So it's that. And the claps is on number 8. Number 9 is the rim shot. And number 10, or 0, is crash. Q is a kick drum. W, snare drum. E is closed hi-hat. R is open hi-hat. T, reverb clap, and cowbell. So all you need to do here, on this bottom bit here, it says press F1 to edit information of the sounds. So if you press F1 on the keyboard, you'll see a cursor flashing. It says please enter some drum info. So all you got to do basically is, the kit was from the TR0909. So you just type in TR909 bass drum. You've got 16 characters to type in, so it tells you at the bottom here, as you can see. Press enter, and it goes green. Do the rest for those. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll just go down to the bottom, just come down to here, so 14, 15, 16, and then when you do the next one, it'll say, do you want me to save the data? If you are not sure, just press cancel, nothing will be saved. Click OK to save and return. So we'll just click OK. Drums file is now saved, and that's basically it. Okay, so you come out of there by pressing the red cross, click OK, go back into MicroRhythm, press spacebar, now press L on the keyboard, in bar right mode this is, and you'll see the file lead test there, the folder. Click that once, open, the kit will be loading, and it'll say down here, lead test kit, and then if you press D on the keyboard, you will see that TR909 bass drum that you typed in is there. But if you do fill the rest in, all the rest will come in this file here. So it loads the kit in, then it loads the information file in straight afterwards, and then gets all that for you. So that's it. That's how you create the kits. The 16 kit sounds in each folder. If you put any more in, they won't load in. It'll only load 16 in. So that's it. That's basically all there is to it. Just stick to those rules, and everything will be fine. Right then. So if you've got any questions for me, you can actually send them to me at my email address, which is leeb_uk@hotmail.co.uk or wadmixfm@gmail.com, and basically go from there. Okie dokie, have fun. Cheers. Thanks. Bye.